Hey, Shalom Yasharala, which means peace, Israel. I'd like to give our praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Yahweh Kakwadash. Yahweh being the true and powerful mighty name of who the word ignorantly calls God, Jehovah, Yahweh, Ahio. Bahashem means in the name. Yahweh Shai, that's the true and powerful mighty name of who the word ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, Yeshua, Yeshua, or Yeshaya. And the Rahakwadash is the Holy Spirit, according to the ancient Paleo Hebrew tongue. I'd like to give double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who have learned the truth of the Bible from. And peace, blessing, safety, and salutation unto the hopeful elect. To you believers and listeners out there that came back into the faith and obedience of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And much love and respect unto you brothers pushing this gospel in sincerity and truth, risking your lives and freedom now more so than ever. May Yahweh Bashem Yahushai continue to bless you and your households. I'm the brother Yawam, coming back at you with another lesson, Lord willing, is edifying to the Lord's elect. I have this article here, and this title: Bill Gates said the world is facing two options: a major war or another pandemic in less than 30 years. And we know, according to the scriptures, those of us that are in the know, that know the truth, that both are going to happen. So let's go into this article, and it reads: there are some questions that keep even billionaire philanthropist and entrepreneur Bill Gates up at night. Will there be another scamdemic? Are global tensions going to reach a boiling point, sparking a global war? What will push us to that precipice? While Gates, a father of three, is determinedly optimistic about the likes of AI in eradicating deadly diseases like polio, he remained concerned about either a widespread war or another scandemic. He cited a lot of unrest in the world at the moment can spark a major war. And we know that's part of the signs, civil unrest, uproars, seditions among men. But even if that conflict is avoided, then yes, there will be another scandemic, most likely in the next 25 years. And they throw these numbers out here, to throw the people off. Okay, but shit, it can be later on this year. Okay, it can be next year, 5 years. Okay, Lord willing, we won't have that longer, but still. And the way it's looking, it's like it's gonna happen either later on this year or next year. Lord willing, we ready to get up out of here. The Microsoft co-founder was unimpressed with the global response to the scandemic and said crucial lessons have been ignored. He was critical of America's response to the crisis, saying, the country that the world expected to lead and be the model fell short of those expectations. I mean, what can you expect when you have a bunch of basemen calling the shots? And then America's nothing but a shit show anyway. Although some of the lessons from the C-19 scamdemic have been learned, it's been way less than I would expect, sadly, the 69-year-old added. Gates isn't alone in his disappointment. Many global health advocates are pushing the Western world for better responses to emergent outbreaks. And this is all part of their design to come up that one world order and ultimately making people put an implantable device underneath their skin. And that's what all these so-called global health advocates is, and they're nothing but lesser luminaries of the elites. Professor Paul Hunter is an expert in the epidemiology of emerging diseases based out of the University of East Anglia in Norwich, England. Speaking to the Fortune last month about a deadly new strain of UCMP, Professor Hunter said in the West, we only really get interested in the DEs when it starts directly threatening us. The problem is that so many of the diseases could have prevented from spreading if the countries on the ground had the resources. This is a recurring theme, one which was apparent during the C-19. He added, the West only gets concerned about controlling epidemics when we are starting to see cases, and then it's almost always too late to eradicate the infection. Gates echoed that he hoped health bodies will begin thinking more long term in the coming years, adding, getting our thoughts together about what we did well, what we didn't do well, is still not happening. Perhaps in the next 5 years that'll get better. And Lord willing, we ain't got that much longer because this place is getting worse and worse. But so far, it's quite surprising. This message is also being passed down from the top of the tree, the WHO. Early this year, they shared a warning about the spread of the common influenza V through cattle, birds, and humans, and urged nations to work together to be better prepared for a scandemic. There is one certainty: there will be another FLU scandemic in the future, said Nicola Lewis, director of the Worldwide Influ Center. Lewis added, my message to international communities is that we have to set aside our reticence. We have to set aside our parochial concerns and remember the impacts and the devastating consequences of a global scandemic from whatever disease agent it comes from. World warfares. Gates, who was worth, well, now I'm gonna get the scriptures after the article. Okay. Gates, who was worth $157 billion per the Bloomberg Billionaires Index, isn't the only influential name warning about a potential global conflict. J.P. Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon, or Hyman Dimon, had previously said geopolitical tensions are the biggest threats facing the global economy, telling CNBC affiliate network CNBC TV 18 last September. We have dealt with inflation before, we dealt with deficits before, we have dealt with recessions before, and we haven't really seen something like this pretty much since World War II, he told the Indian News Channel. I think America takes Russia's invasion of Ukraine very serious. I'm not quite sure how the rest of the world does. You have a European democratic nation invaded under the threat of a nuclear blackmail. I think it's been a good response, but it's going to affect all of our relationships until somehow the war is resolved. Okay, and that's the end of the article. Hey, you can see Esau is getting scared, man, because he knows that his kingdom is coming down. So let's get to the scriptures. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. Let me get it in the blue letter. I'm gonna look up some words. Okay, 2 Corinthians 2. I'm reading NLT. 2 Corinthians 2 and 11, so that Satan would not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes. Okay. And we know through the strength and power of Yahweh Hashem on the left-hand side that Esau wants both of them things to come to pass, war and another scandemic. Okay, because that's going to be ways that he can get control and get the masses of the people to take the Revelation 13:16. It's Revelation chapter 11, 14. The second woe is past, which would be World War II. And behold, the third woe coming quickly. So these wars is no going around them. They're going to happen. Okay, because it's part of biblical prophecy. This is Ezekiel 38. I'm going to start at the top. And the word of the Lord of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him. This talking about Russia. Even though this is, Gog and Magog, Meshach and Tubal, the Japhetic nations, it's talking about the landmass, okay, and the people that will be occupying this land at this time, which would be the Edomites. Which, me personally, I feel like, the Russians and the Germans, that's the Temanites. Temanites is, one of the tribes of Esau. Okay, if you can receive that. Like Esau being the self-proclaimed white man. Okay, so verse 3. And say, Thus said the Lord Yahweh, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back, and put hooks into thy jaws. And I will bring thee forth in all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Okay, and this is going into, them going back into the old Soviet Union spirit. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them. And the modern day Persians is, Iranians. All of them with shield and helmet, Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north countries, all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. Yeah, Russia, as you know, he's taking care of these smaller countries that are under them. Hence, they got the BRICS nation, and Russia is part of that BRICS nation. They gathering all these allies to them to come against the West, or come against America. All right. So moving on. So yeah, that's hence the reason why Russia is doing what they're doing, invading Ukraine. And Ukraine is just part of Russia anyway. They just didn't want NATO coming off in there, if my memory serves me correct. This is Matthew 24. I'm going to start at verse 6. This is red letters. This is the words of Yahushua. And you shall hear wars and rumors of wars. So even the Messiah himself said there's going to be wars in the times. Okay, because he's prophesying and letting his disciples know of signs before his second coming. And he said you should hear wars and rumors of wars. And I want to say you got the Russia-Ukrainian war, you got the Israel-Iranian war, Palestinian war, Salakia. See that you be not troubled. For all of these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So these wars and these pestilences got to come to pass. Okay? For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrow. So let's go to Google. Let's look up this definition. Pestilence. And you see, I ain't finished typing up the word, but it pulled up right here from definitions from Oxford Languages. A fatal epidemic disease, especially like a bubonic plague. And the C19 was something like it was a pestilence. Okay, you're gonna have more. Okay, you see the article. The title of the article. It said the world is facing two options: a major war or another pandemic. Okay, war or pestilence. And according to the scriptures, it's going to be both. Okay, Yahweh just said in Matthew 24:6, and you should hear wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All of these are the beginning of sorrows. Right. So, sorry, Bill Gates. But according to the Holy Bible, and we know the word of the Lord doesn't go out void, we're going to be facing both war and pestilence. Okay? From there, let's go to the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15. And I'm going to start at verse 5, going straight to the point. Behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. And what is the modern day sword? You got guns, you got missiles, you got drones, you got AI robots, okay, killing instruments. Those are the sword, okay? And famine is going to come by way of pestilence and war. Verse 6, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. And that's why Yahweh B'Shem Hashai is bringing these things, war and pestilence, because of the wickedness that's going on, especially here in America. Okay, it's nothing but degeneracy and debauchery that goes on here. Everything here is contrary to Yahweh B'Shem Hashai. Jeremiah chapter 44 and verse 13. For I will punish them that dwell in the land of Egypt, as I have punished Jerusalem by the sword, by the famine, and by the pestilence. Even though he was talking to the house of Judah, okay, back when they was in captivity, but we can liken that to today because we're still talking to the children of Israel and the children of Judah, which is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Natives, Seminole Indians, West Indians, and Haitians. You also have you Israelite foreigners who are likened unto a speckled bird who may look like the heathen nations because you've been scattered amongst the heathen nations, but your bloodline and lineage goes back onto Jacob or whether your fathers. Okay? And so, all our people, 2/3 of the nation of Israel that don't repent and return and hearken unto Yahweh B'Shem Hashai are going to get punished by the sword, that war. If they get sent off the war, they get, it's going to be Jacob's trouble over here. Have civil war, martial law. Okay, the famine, lack of bread, shortage of food, and by the pestilence, by diseases. So now it's high time to wake out of your sleep and repent and hearken unto Yahweh B'Shem Hashai. Back in the book of Ezekiel, let's go to chapter 7 and verse 15. The sword is without, and the pestilence, and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword. Those out to work, because they probably gonna get overtaken by the martial law troops, the UN troops. And he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him, because they're gonna lock down the city, and no food is gonna be coming, resources are gonna be coming in and out, and there you go, your famine and pestilence. Okay, and diseases, you're gonna, oh man, bodies gonna be all over the place. It's gonna be bad out here. Continuing on, verse 16, but they that escape of them shall escape, and shall be on the mountains like doves of the valley, all of them mourning, everyone for his iniquity. All hands shall be feeble, and all knees shall be weak as water. They shall also gird themselves with sackcloth, and horror shall cover them, and shame shall be upon all faces, and bondage upon their heads, right? Because they're going to know that, those men that they mocked and they scoffed at, that was on the corners, trying to wake y'all up, starting with the elders and apostles, of great millstone, and then men on down, they gonna know that they was right. That those men was actually telling y'all the truth, and y'all, it's too late. Verse 19, they shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So no matter how much money you got, how much you got stocked up or whatever, it's not going to deliver you. They should not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity, right? Through their pride. And it's iniquity unto them because they didn't trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay. One more, we close out. This is Jeremiah chapter 28 and verse 8. The prophets that had been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms. And that's what we're doing now. Once again, starting with the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone and the men on down. Of war and of evil and of pestilence. Okay. So, hey man, like I said, it's going to be both options. Gates of hell. It's going to be war and pestilence. Thus said the Lord, thus said the Bible, thus said the scriptures. So I'm going to go ahead and end it there. I pray and hope that this lesson has been edifying, giving our praises, our honor, and our glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who have learned the truth of the Bible from. And peace, blessing, safety, and salutation unto the hopeful elect and to you believers and listeners out there. Shalom.